Well, and very good evening to everyone. Welcome to the Non-League Associates. Of course, Monday, it's 8:30. Of course, it's me and Tony at the moment. How you doing, Tony? How are you?
Yeah, not too badly. How are you?
It's been quite a busy day, really, for me. Been doing some archery today and teaching some kids on how to actually shoot a bow and arrow, but I stood well away from them what they were trying to do. So this evening, we've got a couple of guests coming on, which is going to be good. We've got Barry Varna, who's going to be coming on very soon for the for a little chat with ourselves, and of course we got Ainsley Frimpong from Cambridge City Cinema from them. So we're still waiting for them. So been out and about, haven't you, Tony?
I certainly have. Yes, I went on a 2-hour trip on Saturday to Quorn FC.
Yes, and how was that? Because they kind of looked after you quite well, didn't they?
They looked after me very well there. Absolutely brilliant club. The thing is that with Quorn is they don't get a massive amount of fans because it's a village.
Yeah.
So they had a crowd of 341 there Saturday. But you know what it is? It's just a fantastic, like I say, a fantastic little club. The media guy, Adam, was absolutely spot on, helped me out, looked after me. And because I didn't have a match sponsor for that day, they asked me to choose the man of the match, which is the first time I've ever done that, chosen man of the match. So the pressure was on to choose the man of the match, because there was definitely a few contenders. But look, all in all, do you know what? It was a fantastic experience. I want to thank Quorn so much for what they did. You know, the manager to do a post-match with me and a pre-match chat as well, interview, which was absolutely brilliant. The man of the match I picked, he chose to have an interview with me as well. He was absolutely fantastic, Zach Goodson. As I say, I should say player manager, because he is player manager, Ryan Bezic, and he is an absolute great guy. As I say, it is a fantastic little club. Literally, the chairman built that stadium himself.
Yeah.
And there is photographs on the wall that proves that. And, you know, I got invited into the boardroom at half time and there was a buffet on. And again, it was well laid out what was there. And Adam came back in to see me and he explained a few things, like a few trophies they've got in there. And because they won the Step 4 last season, only losing one game, which is normally unheard of at that level. So they've got the replica trophy, but they've also got the original, but that's got to go back in February next year.
Yeah.
And when they played their first game of the season against Worcester City and won 1-0 in the 91st minute, and because the players were all on a high after scoring, they totally forgot, but the referee remembered that they wanted the match ball.
Yeah.
If they scored with it. So they've actually got the match ball, and that's in the cabinet as well, and that's absolutely fantastic. Do you know what? They've started off really well in that league. They beat Worcester away because Worcester came up with them from the same league. And then also they got a draw with Stourbridge on Tuesday. Then they beat Stratford at the weekend 5-2. And like the manager said, Quorn didn't play their best on Saturday. So there's one or two things here now. And when I spoke to Ryan before the game, he turned around and he said, the manager, Steve Davis, for Stratford, because it had only been 2 games in, this was like their 3rd game, he's under the pressure that if they lose today, that he probably gets sacked. Now he said, I don't like that thing. I don't like that idea of somebody getting the sack only after a couple of games. And he says, but at the end of the day, you've got to put sentiment aside and we've got to win the game. Now, they come back from 2 down, Stratford. And I thought, there's something about this team here. But then the second half, their head sort of dropped. So were they not playing for the manager? And were they wanting the manager out? There was a few Stratford fans behind me and they were shouting at the manager saying, you haven't got a clue what you're doing and all this. So, and when I saw the manager leaving the stadium, when he was coming back out the tunnel, because I was at the top of the tunnel entrance, top end of the tunnel, and I was ready to do my post-match analysis. He just sort of nodded his head, and I thought, I'm not going to ask him for an interview because he looks an absolute broken man. He looks like he's got the world on his shoulders, and that last thing I want to do is put him through an interview. So I did sort of feel for him. You do feel for these people. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're trying to do a job, and but sometimes if players don't want to play for a certain manager, they're going to down tools, aren't they?
They certainly are. Certainly is that. But our first guest has joined us already in our green room. We have got Barry with us. Barry, good evening to you, sir. Welcome to the Non-League Session, and thanks very much for joining us this evening.
Hello, how are you guys?
Not too bad yourself. I bet you're pretty happy with the two wins in the FA Cup, 2 wins in the league, and of course a good home tie against Canvey Island, I believe, in the FA Cup round. You must be very chuffed with your players and your manager at the moment.
Honestly, I know nothing about football. I'm going to be the worst guest you've ever had.
Never, Barry. No.
I normally have Kevin Horlock or Mitch Cowling sitting with me, but both of them are doing training tonight with the boys. But honestly, it's been an unbelievable last few games. We've won all of the games we've played, the league and the FA Cup ones. They just had an FA Cup draw again today, and we were supposed to be playing we were supposed to be playing Concord on the 30th. Now we're playing in the FA Cup round, Canvey Island. So we're excited about that.
I bet you've got already people wanted tickets for that game already, have you?
The tickets went on sale sometime this afternoon, I believe, and they were just ding, ding, ding. So it's great for business, I suppose. It's local as well. It's almost like a local derby Canvey for us. So it should be a good, well-attended match, really.
Yes. So what actually first attracted you to Maldon and Tiptree and of course non-league football?
Well, mainly my son Aspen and my partner Scott. They were both really interested, and at the time we were actually looking at another club. It was a little bit higher up in the leagues than the Maldon and Tiptree, and then one of our friends said, there's a club literally 5 minutes from your front door that could possibly be up for sale. And we're like, didn't even know there was a local club at all. And we were thinking he must have meant Chelmsford or something like that. And then I said to them, well, if you're talking about Chelmsford, I actually know the guy who's just bought Chelmsford, so that's definitely not up for sale. Yes. And they're like, no, there's one called Maldon and Tiptree. It's literally 6 miles from your front door, which is like 5 minutes in the car. And it kind of just went from there, really. Why non-league and not a higher league? That's a really good question. One, money, because, grassroots is a lot more doable for most of us than those Premiership clubs. That's for sure. But I don't know. I like the history of the local club. Once I got to hear about it and I found out more about it, it's in the community where I started one of my first businesses, and it's certainly the area. Maldon is the town that my family made our money, so we knew a lot of the community. We've been there for 30 years with one of our businesses, so we kind of knew a lot of people in the area. So I started asking around the local area about this local club, and surprisingly, a lot of people had heard about it, but had stopped going over the years because it was a little bit downtrodden, and I guess people had lost interest. So it kind of sparked my interest as a businessman, thinking, well, hang on, a lot of people know this club. It sits on 22 acres of prime real estate. If you look around the club over the last 10 years, 3,500 homes have been built up on the farmland around it. They've just got planning permission for another 5,500 new homes to be built. So I'm saying, well, why has there not been anybody interested in just buying the place and knocking it down and putting another 5,000 homes on there, which apparently was actually what was being talked about and thought about at the time. Country Homes and a couple of these other big real estate developers were looking at it. And so we kind of got into a little bit of a bidding war with those guys because we know that they were really interested in it as a potential real estate issue.
Yeah.
There are a lot of covenants on this particular parcel of land, which is really good and puts a lot of these developers off as well. Not an impossibility to put houses on something like that, but it was one of those things where if we didn't move fast, the possibility was that at least 500 or plus houses could have ended up on there. And we didn't want that, not in we actually live right near this ground as well. And as a local resident, we're like, enough is enough. We're losing the countryside. And I've had a house here for over 30 years now. And I don't know, I'm sick of all the new builds. I'm sick of all the houses. I'm sick of there not being any other infrastructure around to service these houses. So I thought, sod it, you know what? Let's just put a bid in on it and see what happens. That's what we did.
And of course, you've got it. And of course, you're now investing in all the facilities, infrastructure of the ground as well. How is it important as a community hub, but not just for the football team? You want to make it into a big, vast community hub instead of just having those football fans there. You really want to have everyone together, don't you?
The one thing that I've seen is the local community want to be involved, but I think for the last 5 to 8 years, certainly in regards to our club, they weren't encouraged to be part of anything. Okay. There was still 230 odd children on the youth team. And to me, that's 230 families that are potential bums on seats to a game, that are potential bums on seats in your restaurant or cafe or whatever else you offer from the club. But they're there and they want to be involved. They're sending the kids to this football youth team thing, and no one's trying to do anything else with them. And so our aim was to try and get the community back involved and make them as involved and as wanting of this facility to be there as possible. But it was really downtrodden. It was muddy. It was old. There was old plastic tables in the bar. There was broken chairs. It was a proper, spit and sawdust kind of place. And some people really like that. And certainly the 70 to 90 people who were regulars there do. But the 1,600 new people who are coming to all the games are enjoying it more now than they ever did before, and people tell me that 1,600 as a number coming through a grassroots club is a massive number for our, certainly for our step. I've been talking to lots of other club owners and managers and that, and they're getting 200, 300, and they think that's amazing. So for when we have our 1,600 through the gate games, it's incredible, apparently.
Crazy, isn't it? Especially now you've got a women's team up and running as well. So it's all going in the right direction for Maldron Tiptree, isn't it? You want to focus for everyone, don't you?
I hope it's going in the right direction. We've just started our women's team. We just got them into their first league. So it's a historical moment for our club, most certainly. That's been a big challenge because when when you set up the women's team, you've got to go and present to the local league things, and then they tell you what league you're going in and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And it was really rough. It was almost like we were the red hot potato, and it was loads of arguing and people saying, no, it's not fair. They're trying to buy all these players. And because we wanted to try and make it as equal to the men's team as possible. So we're like, well, there's not going to be any subs. We don't want our girls to pay subs. We don't want them to buy kit. We're going to provide all the kit. We're going to pay expenses. So we don't want you paying for your travel to the club, to the away matches, all of that kind of stuff. And we were fought like you wouldn't believe. Verbally at this meeting, our guys were like bombarded by all these other managers from all these other clubs going, hell no, this isn't right. We shouldn't be doing this. All these other players are going to expect it. And we're like, and so they bloody well should. They should expect it. And your clubs should be looking after their players, so, and they're always moaning. They've got no money. They don't have people turning up. You haven't got any money because you're not running your club like a business, mate. You're running it like a 1979 old working men's club with a load of old fogies running your back room. Bring it up to the century we're in right now and earn some money from social media and monetize your social media and all the rest of it. 90,000 hits per month we used to get on our social media. Right now, well, just before pre-season started, we were on probably about 1.3 to 1.5 million a week. A week, not a month, a week.
Wow.
Right through pre-season, we were hitting about 1.7 million. And our figures from last week, we would just hit over 2 million impressions and views on our social media in a week. That's incredible. Other clubs should be doing the same thing, you know.
It's crazy to think that social media is a very powerful thing. And of course, you got a new manager with Kevin Horlock, you got Freddie Sears joining you as well, and other ex players.
And a lot of that comes down to social media, though, as well, you know, because they've been watching us beforehand and before we had meetings with them, all of that kind of stuff. In the last 5 weeks, we've sold 300 home and away shirts just to America. To America.
Wow.
Because of social media, it's crazy. We sold, I don't know, our next biggest market was China and Australia. We were selling 150 shirts to Australia and 200 odd shirts into China, let alone all the ones we sold in the UK and Europe. Yeah. Apparently, in our league, we don't do that kind of thing. We do now, mate.
Yeah, I have to say that the shirt center, I've seen it on social media from yourself and from the club. It's been phenomenal, hasn't it? It's just been it's just shot up, hasn't it? Because everyone's talking about Maldron and Tiptree, and of course Kevin Horlock, the manager, Freddie Sears as well. So you know, Freddie Sears scored a hat trick against Brantham Athletic.
Oh my God, he was
so incredible for Freddie Sears.
I don't even like football, and I was gobsmacked. Honestly, I'm literally looking at him going, "Oh my God, he's so good. This guy is so good."
That was so good. So, do you actually work kind of closely with the manager and the coaching staff and the players as well when you've got all these big ideas coming to the club as well?
I'm a people person, so I love working with people, and I love the fans. I love to mix with them on the match days. The home games are the highlight of my week for me, because I love going out and meeting them all and doing all the niceties. We've been really lucky because we've had a few documentary crews there as well over the last, well, since you know, the last few months anyway. We had Stacey Dooley there. She came and did a sleepover at my house, so that airs on Bank Holiday Monday, so in a couple of weeks. Wow. And she came to the derby match that we had with Abridge. And again, there was like 1,700 people at that match. So the atmosphere was brilliant. Stacey Dooley's there with 4 cameramen and all the production from Palaver, you know, so honestly, it was the atmosphere was incredible, and we've been really lucky that the BBC and a few of the other TV stations like Sky have really taken up the story, and they've started following us now, and it just brings that interest as well from people. I've never seen the local people so riled up and behind something. It's just been incredible. Really? Everybody has been so. I thought it was going to be really homophobic, and we were going to get all this abuse and all of that crap. And to be honest with you, we've had 1 or 2 slight nasty little kiddie comments, but the majority of people have really welcomed Scott and I, you know, as a gay couple, same-sex couple. We're there with our kids, you know, both of our kids are there with us during the match. It's just been this, I don't know, it's just been so good. It's just been such a nice experience.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant to hear. But what is your overall plans for this season for Maldron Tiptree? I take it you want to get promotion to the next stage, because me and Tony over here, we've been saying, and of course the panel, most of them are not here unfortunately at the moment, but they were saying that Maldron Tiptree will be going up as favourites.
Oh God, I feel like there's so much pressure because everybody's watching and everybody wants to go, ha ha, you didn't do it, ha ha. But you know what? We're going to give it a good try. We're trying to bring in the right people. And one of the things that I found in our kind of league and the step we're at and everything, you don't tend to keep your players for long. And lots of your competitors, they're putting in 7-dayers, they're trying to pinch your best ones, and you're up against 50 quid here and there all the time. You know, they get offered 50 quid to travel 30 miles further. Are these people silly? Stay where you are. You've got a good deal, mate, and you're only going to waste your extra £30 in petrol. So I'm looking at these people going, we need more than this. We need more than these allowing people to come and do these 7 days. So one of the remits I gave to the guys was, look, Kevin, Mitch, Liam, when you're looking for players, look for players that have got a bit of longevity. Let's find players that we can take into, help us get up into the next league. But we don't have to get rid of them to find the next players that can play in that league. Let's try and find players that can take us up a league and stay with us a league, at least one more league. So what they did was we've set up this kind of hybrid thing now. So we're full-time for some players and still the same for the other players that have got day jobs. So we have quite a few players now that are full-time, and they're on 2-year contracts, some of these guys. So we're trying to give them the stability to say, look, you've got no worries. Stick with us for a couple of years on a really good salary. We'll look after you bonus-wise. Get us into that next league. Your bonuses are going to shoot up. We'll have more revenue coming in. We can look after you a little bit better. I think we just want to try and make our players feel comfortable and loved. I don't feel like you lot love your players. We love our players. Let the families eat with them on a match day. Give their kids, a shirt to wear around the stadium. Just include their families. It's just such a better vibe when you've got that. I don't know that. Do you know what we have seen actually, Lee and Tony? Over the last few weeks, we've had so many people that are normally West Ham supporters or Arsenal supporters and other Tottenham Spurs, whatever you call them. They can't afford the prices anymore at these clubs. And they feel like they're being ripped off. And they're saying, do you know what? We're having a better time coming to Maldon and Tiptree. It's our love. We can walk there. We can drive there in 5 minutes or whatever. And it doesn't cost us half the amount of money. What the hell?
Definitely not. It's clubs around our area, which is probably £10 for the actual game, even £15, which is quite reasonable, really. It's a bit of like going to like the Premier League, where it's just gone quite far and wide with the prices. But for yourself, you want to bring in all these new fans, which you were saying, with all the getting people from America, China, and everyone else, even of course, the local community. That's what it's all here for. And of course, bringing in those ex-players from the Premier League, which does help, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think for us, it was about trying to gel the community a little bit more than what it was. I think a lot of our community had lost sight of Maldon and Tiptree for a long time. And it's weird. I used to get recognized for doing all these weird and wonderful reality shows and swearing at people in the street. Now people are saying, oh, that's the guy from Maldon and Tiptree.
There you go. That's what you want, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like you say there, it's value for money, because I've noticed a lot on Twitter. I think I saw a Wolves fan put it on there. He put on saying, "Oh, I'm a single parent and I can't afford the season ticket no more for me and my son, so I now go and watch non-league football." And I mean, I went to, like last season, I went to Stowmarket Town when they played Fakenham, and with the entrance fee, I got the entrance fee, a pint of beer, a burger, and a hot chocolate, and that come to about £20. Now, for £20, that wouldn't even get you into Cambridge United last season. So that just shows you, doesn't it? That's a drink, food, and admission fee to get in, and
and you spend 20 quid on a good day out.
Oh, exactly, definitely. It's been brilliant.
It's crazy. I don't know why all these people waste their money on these Premiership clubs. Don't do it, boys. Give your local grassroots team a go. Honestly, this non-league stuff is so much better. The atmosphere is better. There's a little bit of trouble every now and again, I'm told, but I've not seen any. And everybody's like, they're there for a good time. You can take the kids love it. Leave your wife in the bar with her mates. Honestly, it's a proper old-fashioned, really good getting together with the boys, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah, Barry, I think we need to come down with the non-league social and to come and see you at Maldon and Tiptree. We need to do that. Of course, we do.
Well, I'm coming down.
We've got to come down and see you because this is what we do these shows for, and it's been brilliant to have you on, Barry. And Tony, have you got anything else to say to Barry there?
Yeah, well, I just spoke to him on DM earlier, and I'm coming down next weekend for your FA Cup tie at Canvey Island.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll look after you. Don't worry. I'll take you to the boardroom so you can meet everybody.
Oh yeah, well, that'd
brilliant. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, thank you.
Is that the 30th? Is it?
Yes.
Guess what? I've got the weekend off, so we should all come down.
Absolutely, get over there. It's a really good one as well. We were supposed to be playing Concord. Now we're playing Canvey. So and it's really weird because both teams are from Canvey, which is great. They're both based in Canvey, so it's good. Yeah, so it is almost like a local derby.
I mean, another thing as well, which I found quite interesting, Barry, was when you released the shirts, and I mean, when I saw them shirts, I thought they look really, really nice. And the away shirt, what I liked was the fact that you brought a bit of history with that shirt, because that was the old Tiptree shirt.
Yeah.
Before the two clubs came together, wasn't it?
So when they merged the two clubs, Maldon and Tiptree, Maldon Town was the blue and white strip, and Tiptree was the red and the black strip. So we said, rather than trying to do something where you combine the two colours together, and blue, I mean, I'm a gay man, trust me, blue and red do not work together. So let's have a blue and a white, let's have a red and a black, and it brings those two old clubs back. So that really, I don't know, it kind of sparked a little bit more interest with the old Maldon Town fans and the old Tiptree fans who were literally forced together. So it was brilliant. I love it.
Brilliant. Well, Barry, thank you so much for talking to us today and giving us your time. I wish you all the best. Wish you all the best for the coming season. And we'll definitely have to come down next Saturday to come and see you guys.
Yes, definitely come down. I'm going to put your names on the gate. Just give your names to the boys on the gate and they'll let you in and bring you to me in the boardroom.
Barry, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you, Barry.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, Barry. Wow, that was a great guest, wasn't it, from Barry? Excellent feedback what we've had. Of course, we've had a few people on the show already. We've got James. Evening, James. Hope you're doing well. Of course, he's the Thetford Town. Of course, they're only getting 50 people a game a few years ago. Now they're getting 275, of course, now against Dereham Town the other week. And, of course, our good old friend, with his number one fan. Excellent.
Damn you.
So, do you know, Dan? Do you know who the new Kingsley manager is? Hope you do. We'll find out.
Takeover.
Yeah, and the takeover, of course. And everyone in the chat, I hope everyone is doing. We've got another guest joining us in the next couple of minutes. We've got Ainsley Frimpong from Cambridge City. I'd like to see his views on the game on Saturday. Of course, Maldon Wanderers to Cambridge City 0. In front of 280 people there. So it wasn't a bad reflection of the game. Of course, Graham, thank you very much, Graham, the new chairman up there. They sorted me out with a few drinks. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. And of course, done a few filming with that. And of course, Tony, you've had a brilliant time as well, haven't you? So it's good to have everyone here on the show, even on the chat. We've got Super 6 coming up as well. I haven't done the Super 6 League, sorry. And of course, non-league Wanderers there. Let's not talk about the group chat. Why not? Because it's funny. It's funny. You got to do this. Yeah, of course. A great man from Cambridge City has joined us, Ainsley. Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Good evening to you. I'm very well. Thank you very much. So Cambridge City didn't do very well at the weekend, did they? 2-0 so what was your count on the game? Because you came on the sub, didn't you? So you knew you watching from the sidelines. And how was your take of the game?
I think it was FA Cup, so it was always going to be a difficult game. Obviously, it was a very long journey as well for most of us. I think we played well. I do think we played well. I think we dominated most of the game. And obviously that was what the team talk was about. We dominated most of the game. But I feel like we just didn't have that final cutting edge, which was needed to go ahead and win the game. And everyone knows how football goes. When you defend for large moments, like when you're defending a lead or the other team gets ahead quickly, like, it's always going to be a struggle. But I feel like we did play well. I feel like we did have brilliant spells of beautiful football. 1-2 touch play was brilliant. Obviously, you was watching as well, so
Of course,
yeah.
I was there watching watching the game. Of course, you probably can't miss me, really. But it's great to have you here, Ainsley.
Cheers, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Of course, people don't know about your journey and your football story. I just want to know, where did your football story start?
So I'm from East London. I grew up in East London, born and raised. So I started playing football for Euro Dagenham when I was about 6, 7. Kept playing up until about 13, and I took a little break from football for maybe 2, 3 years. Just played a little bit of secondary school, then hovered around, had played guitars and stuff, but nothing ever too serious. And then I went to university, and that's when it really sort of kicked on for me. So I started off at Weymouth. I started off at Weymouth's youth academy, and I went through there. Obviously made an appearance for the first team. Obviously, luckily enough, I got to play in when I was about 19. I played in the Dorset Senior Cup final. Which was against Poole Town, which was a massive experience for me. That was my first game in non-league men's football. At the time, I wasn't a centre half. I was a DM. So, but I can't, definitely not now anymore. Not anymore. But So I went from there. Then went to Dorchester, played a bit of youth football there as well. Flirted with the first team and stuff, and I came back to London and played for Barking, Buckers Hill, and currently now Cambridge.
Great. So, what's your biggest influences growing up in the football game? Do you take it? Do you have any models that you focus your game on, or being in and around in the non-league side? I'd like to hear.
In terms of famous people, or just like non-league characters in general?
Yeah, any, both.
I think obviously there's one person who I met this summer. I don't know if you would know him, Michael Bakari.
Okay.
He's been at a host of clubs. I met him this summer, and obviously he's really been like from where I'm from, grew up similar circumstances. So he's really been one. I feel like, who else is there? Who else could I say? I think that's about it from the non-league sort of side of things. But obviously my dad has been a massive inspiration to me as well, because helping me play, because he used to play when he was younger as well. So yeah, he's been massive on for me. And obviously I feel like just most of the players who've gone on to play, like most of the people, like for example people like Richard Coney, I don't know him personally, but people like who have managed to make that jump from non-league straight into the league, I always look at those kind of stories and feel like they are very it's really good.
Is that what is that what you're trying to go for? You want to go trying to go for the highest level you can go?
Yeah, I mean, for me, we've got to take it one step at a time. So for me, just full-time football for me is the aim, whether it's step 2, step 1. But whether it's just to push on, just help Cambridge get promoted and see what happens.
Yeah. So how did you come about Cambridge City? Did someone just give you a call saying Cambridge are after you, and do you just go along and have a little chat with them and have a little pre-season friendly games with them?
No, so with Cambridge it was a bit funny. So it's a little bit of a funny backstory. So basically, as you know, our gaffer, Kuro, he's been playing for a number of years, like still playing now. Yeah. So luckily, I had the chance to play against him at the end of last season. I played for the final. I played for Sporting Bengal for one game, and I was playing against him in the game, and we got speaking and stuff like that during the game, just little comments and stuff. And after the game, I've reached out to him and I said to him, like, listen, Gaffer, like, I've seen facilities here. Like, how would you feel about me coming through? And he was like, yeah, like, I'd love to have you down. So I like the way you played. I feel like you'd be good for our system and stuff like that. So from then, we just sort of connected from there, and he came in pre-season, done well, and then that was it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have got the privilege to say that they played against Gaffer because he's been playing for years. But but yeah.
Would you say he's your toughest opponent you faced so far? You other question, don't you?
Yeah, Gaffer's good. Gaffer's good. But my toughest opponent, I've got two of them that I can think of off head. There might be a bit more, but the two ones I can remember are a player called two of them actually. They're actually brothers, which is funny enough. Zahib Elagushi, who's currently playing for Saffron Walden in Essex Senior. He's got 5-5 actually. Yeah, he's got 5-5 right now. So yeah, he's one. And his brother, Demi Elagushi, who's the captain of Brantham Athletic for Arsenal League.
He scored, didn't he? So,
yeah. Oh, you know about Emmys. He's a real handful.
Scored against Boulder and Tiptree, didn't he? So it's good to see, isn't it?
Yeah. They're both proper handfuls. So yeah, I'd say those are my two toughest opponents from last year, playing against them in the Essex Senior. So yeah.
Excellent. So Tony, do you have anything to add to Ainsley?
I mean, look, Cambridge is a great little club. I've covered them many a time. They're fantastic. Jamie's a fantastic guy. So's the goalkeeping coach as well. I mean, look, it's been a tough start to the season. You had like your first two league games, you are leading both games, then lost them 2-1, and you've lost in the cup. I mean, it's been a tough start, hasn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, it's not the start we hoped for. Obviously we had hoped for a better start, but football's never linear. So I feel like a lot of people would be quick to write us off, but it's like I said, and I repeat again, football's never linear. So things can go up and down, and you never know what can happen, really. But we are working hard to try and rectify that in our next couple of games. I feel like we've got a very good opportunity coming up. I think we've got Walthamstow on the Monday, and I can't remember who we have on the Saturday. But win those two, and then everything will be good. Yeah.
You just don't know, do you? Really? Because
football can change really quickly. Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, it's been a difficult start, but but we will look to change that and rectify that.
Definitely. And the fans are treating you well at Cambridge City, because they've got quite a big fan base. And are they treating you well?
Yeah. So I think in my first couple of days at Cambridge, we had an open training session, and finished the session, and I had two fans come over to me. I saw my Twitter and stuff. They took a really good liking to me, so they sponsored me straight away. So I'm lucky to have. I was lucky to secure a sponsor so early in the season, but the fans are great. I think especially at this level, playing in front of 500-600 on average isn't it's not something to be taken lightly. And we are really grateful as players and staff and stuff. So yeah, I really do enjoy having that responsibility. So yeah.
I bet. Tony,
I was at that open training session. I remember seeing you there.
You're probably the one who sponsored him, don't you?
Not quite, but I mean,
you was there, Tony?
Sorry?
Oh, you was there, Tony?
I was there, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You may have seen me standing around. I was talking to a couple of the other players at the time, but yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
But no, I mean, look. What do you think of the stadium? I mean, the stadium's fantastic, isn't it? It's a beautiful stadium. Yeah. I mean, I went there for the opening, and there was people coming down from Liverpool to do vlogging down there as well. Yeah, that's how much people wanted to be there to see that stadium. And against Cambridge United, I mean, that was great. I was at that game, and a sellout as well. And that was actually quite a good game, to be fair. I mean, Okay, the young keeper lost the cross on for the third goal, but other than that, I thought you caused Cambridge quite a few threats, to be fair. And Salako scoring a header, that was a hell of a header.
Yeah, great header, class play as well. It was you know, when you're playing against teams at this level, you know, I feel like at that level, you know, there's always going to be like that thought at the back of your mind that, oh, like they're listen, their leagues above and stuff like that. There always be a little mental block. But I think, especially towards the end of the second half, like we sort of shrugged off those nerves and just played our game. And I thought the boys were brilliant. Obviously, I didn't have the privilege of starting that game. Obviously, I came onto that second half. But from the sidelines, it looked brilliant. It was a brilliant day for the club as well. I know the stadium's new. When I first came, the facility sold me straight away. The facilities are amazing and probably the best you're going to get at this level, maybe the league above as well. And yeah, like it was a really, really good day. Had my family out there as well, so that was nice as well. But yeah, it's a great club, Cambridge. So yeah,
Brilliant, Angel. Well, we wish you all the best for the coming season. Hopefully, we'll come down and see you at a home game, maybe with a better result. So we wish you all the best for the coming season.
Thank you.
And, thank you very much for joining us, Ainsley. Really do appreciate it to come on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Take care of yourself. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. So there we go. That's our second guest. We've had two decent guests, haven't we?
Haven't we?
We'll be in luxury. Of course, we've got the chat as well. So it's been brilliant to have everyone back. And of course, Mr. Dan Jones, you need to go back to Mildred Tiptree next week, mate. You need to go back. So, we got to do these things. We have to do these things, don't we? So
yes.
We've got to try out that new camera, haven't we, Tony? You know.
Oh, you've got to try that new camera out. Yes,
absolutely. We've got to do that, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, I've got the DJI microphone that cost me like 90 odd quid, but it was worth the money. Do you know what I mean? Because when I was doing my vlogs, didn't have a microphone at the time, so it was like it was coming through on the phone, and it wasn't very good. So that's when I went to that mic, and that's the best investment I made, to be fair. And I use my S24 Ultra, which has got ultra high definition, so that's how some of my pictures are really good. But it's definitely the way forward, those cameras, that's for sure.
Definitely. So we've had some action for the weekend, of course, the FA Cup action. It's just been goals, and a few upsets, and more goals, should we say? But we're going to start with Kings in Town. Dad's favourite club at the moment. He's not going to live that down. Sorry, Dad, but you're not going to live it down for a while yet. So,
like his number one fan.
Yes, excellent. We do like it. But they did have a good result on Saturday, didn't they? Playing Hereford, they won by 2-0. And of course, looking at that, 2 played, 1 win, 1 draw, and that's the wrong page. But never mind. Don't worry about that. We're going to FC5 for some reason, but we don't want to go there. We will go back to the actual page there. Of course, Kings in Town, as I say, Ross Crane actually got both goals of that game. So good result there for Kings in Town. So let's see if my fixture lists are going to happen. We'll look at it. We've all got Tuesday night. I don't think they're playing. Are they a Tuesday night? Probably not. No. Oh, yes, they are. Spenny, Moortown away from home. That's going to be a bit of a tough game, isn't it? 3rd against 5th.
That will be very tough because Spennymoor have done quite well. And I mean, look, they've done well to get to that FA Trophy final, and I sat with their fans because obviously I'm not further north from them, you see. So I had to support Spennymoor that day against Aldershot. But, to be honest with you, they played well in that final in the first half, but then second half, it was just one-way traffic. And look, they can hold their heads up high, getting to that final. Beating National League Rochdale in that semi-final as well on penalties, which was absolutely terrific. And I actually tipped Spennymoor to get in the playoffs this season because they just missed out on the playoffs last season, so they were very unlucky. So I've tipped them for the playoffs this season. And look, South Shields are right up there again, another team.
They certainly are, yes. Yep.
In that league, South Shields were in a false position last season because they didn't lose many games at home. It was majority of that games that they lost was away from home. So if they've got their away form right, this season, they could challenge in that playoffs as well. So I think it's going to be a tremendous season at National League North, and obviously Bedford Town are up there as well. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a brilliant season, I think, for everybody.
And of course, Kingston Town are playing Darlington there in 7th position on Saturday, so it's going to be really tough for them in the next coming days, don't they? So you never know what's going to happen, do you?
Not at all. I mean, that's 2 tough games against 2 Northeast teams, and obviously Dan's from Darlington, so it's one of his local sites. But it's going to be a really interesting time up there, for Kings Lynn. So definitely 2 6-pointers at this stage of the season as well.
And of course, we've got our good old friend Todd Ray. Evening,
Hi,
Todd.
Todd.
How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Of course, welcome to the non-league social. Of course, you already missed Barry, Major and Tiptree owner. He was quite a class act there. And of course, we just had Ainsley there from Cambridge City, centre back course. Fortunately, losing by 2-0 at the weekend against Barton Wanderers. Do have the goals for that, but that will be coming very, very soon. And so we'll go to step 3, Southern Premier Central. Let's go for it. Let's see if this is going to work tonight. It's been working quite well so far. Makes a change for me. Anyway, let's go to it. So Southern Premier Division last weekend, 16th, Overchurch versus AFC Sudbury 2-0. Lost there for AFC Sudbury. Then you got Banbury United versus Leiston, a 1-1 draw there. Berry Town losing by 3-1 against Harborough Town. Of course, Harborough Town there in 3rd position. And looking down, there's your game there. Corn against Stratford Town there. What result there? You got 7 goals there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was brilliant. 7 goals. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I mean, just going back to the Berry Town result, I mean, a friend of mine was there, and apparently Berry didn't deserve to lose that game 3-1. It was down to the fact of, again, I think they were just giving away sloppy goals again. And we've got to cut their mistakes out. If they cut their mistakes out, they'll be fine in that league, and that's the thing. So it is a step up, and but and I mean, look, the attendance 746 as well.
That's incredible, isn't it?
It's amazing. I mean, I don't know how many Harborough Town will have brought down, but I know Berry's always been well supported, and they've got, of course, Brighton in the next round of the FA Cup as well away. So it's a replay of the playoff final.
That'd be an interesting one for you there, Tony, wouldn't it? Are you going to that one?
No, because I'm going down to Malden.
Of course. We've got to do these things, haven't we? Of course, Eden Market getting off the mark by 1-0 against Worcester City there. Jamie McGuff a goal in the 9th minute. Nearly 400 people there as well, which is good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because when I went there last season to watch them in the National League North a few times, they were only hitting crowds of 340 to 360. So they've actually gained crowds. So I think, looking at that league, though, I think Worcester City could be one of the whipping boys of that league, unfortunately. So I think they're sitting at the bottom of near the bottom of the table. I think it's Stratford who are bottom of the table at the moment, but Worcester off third bottom there. But
0 points, but it's all to play for, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But it is a very tough league. It's a very exciting league, but it's a very tough league.
Definitely. What do you think about Chad? Do you think Needham Market are going to get promotion? I see somebody getting promotion. Leiston. Never know.
Do you know what? When I did a video and I did a preview on this league, and I did say at the time that I thought Berry would be fine. They wouldn't get a playoff place, but I said they wouldn't get relegated. And I did tip Needham Market to win that league and go straight back up again. But they've started off a bit indifferent this season. I mean, they got a hammering 4-0 in the first game, and
they did, yes.
But look, as I say, these leagues, I know Bishop Stortford are sitting there top at the moment, but that could all change. All it takes is a couple of injuries, and then bang, you lose a few games in a row. and you could be in first place, then you could be down to outside the playoffs. So yeah, it's I still think Needham Market will be up there at the end of the season. I really do. I've tipped them for promotion from that league to win that league, so I'm still sticking with Needham Market at the moment.
Sticking with that one, yeah, definitely. You have to, because Needham Market are a decent team, really, and of course they've got the facilities there. They've got the academy. Some of the first team players have stayed with them, which is good to see. And of course, they're away to Bromsgrove Sporting on Saturday. You got AFC Sudbury against your good mates as well.
I'll be there on Saturday at Sudbury.
Oh, and you got Leyton Riddick United on Saturday, and then Worcester City are playing Berry Town on Saturday. So good games. Hopefully, we'll get some goals for you. Hopefully, in that league, which will be good. And then we'll go from there, won't we? So, but even in chat, I hope everyone's doing well. We need to go for an hour already. Of course, we've already had Barry on already. Great piece from him as well, which is good to see. And of course, we'll go over to the Ishbia North very soon, and we'll see. He's probably going to be very happy with this, being top of the league at the moment. 2 played, 2 wins, and of course, Brantham Athletic. There you go. Look at that. Marjorie Tipsy there on the top. Galston and Roxton there, 2nd and 3rd. Newmarket Town and 4th, and Haybridge Swiss there, of course, brings up the other table as well. So it's all going well for Marjorie and Tiptree, should we say?
Yeah, goal difference. I mean, that's what counts at the end of the day. And what is like our friend Steve has also said, the league table doesn't define itself until around November.
Exactly.
You just got to go back to last season. Look at Basildon United; they were top in November, and I think Steve said at the time, I think Brentwood were like 6th or 7th. I think he said, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong on that. So, but and all of a sudden the tables turned. Brentwood won that league, and Basildon got relegated. So it just shows you how quick things can change in that league. So while the league looks good at the moment, I think them positions will change quite dramatically. But I expect Malden and Tiptree to win it, because I've tipped them in my preview for this league, for them to win this league clearly. Malden and Tiptree are going to be everybody's cup final, because they're going to be the team that they want to beat, and and whoever, if they do go through the season and do lose a game or two, then the teams that are going to win are probably going to celebrate like mad, because they're going to say, "Oh well, we've beat them." And it always happens in any league, So you're always there to be got at. So it's going to be an interesting season, I think.
Yes, so they only had 1 game in the league on Saturday due to the FA Cup. You got Haybridge Swiss there winning by 2 goals. It's called Rangers. Let's go over. I think there's some Tuesday night fixtures. No, there isn't. There's Saturday fixtures. 23rd. You've got Concord Rangers there against Walton Abbey. Phillips against Bowsley Pitchy. That could be a good game to go and watch. Also, just down the road from us, Mildenhall Town versus Cambridge City. That would be a good game to go and see. Then you've got Redbridge versus Stanway Rovers, Takeley versus Maldron and Tiptree. There you go, Barry. Tilbury versus Lowestoft, Wellstowe versus Newmarket Town, and then Whittam Town versus Downham Town on Saturday. So, the one standing out there, it's got to be Mildenhall against Cambridge City.
Oh, derby game, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of them. If I had to pick a winner in that game, and it would be Mildenhall Town, because 1, I live 10 minutes from there. 2, I play for the Woking football team there, so I can't go against Mildenhall Town. As much as I do like the people at Cambridge City, and they've got some fabulous people down there, but unfortunately for me, I would have to say it's got to be a Mildenhall win.
Yeah, that's probably one of the games of the weekend for me. It's going to be Mildenhall versus Cambridge City. Of course, then you've got Whittam Town versus Downham Town there. Newmarket away to Wolverstone. Lowestoft as well against Tilbury. So, it's going to be a very good Saturday afternoon for everyone there. Isn't it, Tony?
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic weekend. It's going to be interesting to see what the results are as well, because it's going to be some funny results,
Most
and
definitely.
you expect Malden and Tiptree to beat Takeley, in all honesty, because they haven't really started off life well in that league, have they?
Yeah, exactly. So let's go over to the Thurlow Nunn. Of course, FA Cup fixtures. I don't think we had any league games so far, but you got FA Cup fixtures there. You got Ely City 0, Haverhill Rovers 1. I think one of the just one goal to seal the game, which is good. They got Galston 2, Walsham with the Willows 2. I think they replay tomorrow up at Walsham and the Willows. So if anyone's free for Tuesday night, that's one of the games to go to. Histon 5, Woodbridge Town 2, Marchtown 2, Ipswich Wanderers 0. Of course, then Mulbarton Wanderers 2, Cambridge City 0. Some decent results there, Tony.
Absolutely. The one that stands out is the Mulbarton. Mulbarton winning 2-0. The FA Cup always throws up shocks. We've seen it time and time again. And it's just great to see. Obviously not for Cambridge City, it's not. But when you get a shock result like that, but then sometimes it can work in your favour. At the time, it can hurt that you're out the cup and you're not going to go any further. But then you might look at it in a positive light and think, do you know what? Actually, thanks, Mulbarton, you've done us a favour, because then that means if say Cambridge get a win and then go on a win and run, they haven't got a cup run to distract them, so they may think that. Plus, they won't pick up any unnecessary injuries from a cup run. Yeah. So it could work in their favour, but it's not great when you do get beat by a team that's below you. But that's the beauty of the FA Cup.
And of course, then James was saying, impressed with Hadley beating Ipswich Wanderers the other day. They were definitely 2-0 down, I believe, and of course winning that by 4-2 in that round. Of course, Ivan. Good evening, Ivan. Of course, great start for Norwich United in the Agnew combination. 2 wins out of 2. 11 goals scored without conceding. Wow. That's amazing. You need to go to Norwich United, Tony.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. It's
put it on the list. Put it on the list.
Yes, that will definitely have to go on the list. Yeah, definitely.
Norwich United, maybe a tip to go up from the Anglo combination. I think they've got actually a game on tomorrow night. I think Montford are playing Thetford Rovers down at Montford tomorrow evening. So, see, getting good at these, aren't we? Getting good.
Yeah.
You got to do these things, don't we? So we go to some fixtures coming up in the Thurlow North. In the FA Cup, and of course the Vars Cup coming up. We've got Walsham versus Galston, and a massive tie there. Great Yarmouth Town versus Thetford Town. That's going to be a good game, isn't it, Tony?
Oh, do you know what? That's going to be a cracking game.
Most definitely.
Oh, do you know what? It's going to be a hard one to call. That would be a really hard one to call. But do you know what? I just fancy Thetford. It's not because I sponsor there. Yeah, but look, maybe it is. But look, no, I just really think Matt Morton will have them boys fired up for that game, and I think it'll be a tight game, but I fancy Thetford to win that one 2-1. So, Todd, if you're still watching the show, I've got you down for a 2-1 win, mate.
James is watching. It's going to be a close game. I think it's either going to be 1-0 or 2-1, because when Thetford have gone to Yarmouth a few times, it's a game where it's only going to be small margins. We had a young Charlie Beckford at the game once, and he was absolutely fantastic. And of course, he was saying literally everything of course, then Yarmouth won by a goal to nil, and he was absolutely incredible in that game. But we won't talk about that game so far. But I think we'll go for a Thetford Town win on that. And of course, James is off to the Mumford game tomorrow. See, we're good at this. And then Todd says, cheers, Tony. You got to do these things, haven't we? Got to do these things.
Yes.
So that's the games for the weekend. And of course, there's one on Friday night. Hadley United goes to Barkingside there. And of course, it's the Vars as well. You've got Conrad United versus May and Baker there. You've got Distown versus Kirkland and Paper. That might be an upset. You never know. That could be a good game.
Yeah.
Beckenham Town versus Stone Market Town. Recent reform for Stone Market. You never know. Does it go to penalties or does it go to a replay in this one, Tony?
I'm not quite sure. It may just go to penalties. Or it may go to a replay, but I would imagine it'll be probably just penalties. I think
it's got to do. It's got to be.
Yeah.
But the chat will know. James and Todd will tell us anyway. And then, of course, you got the Premier Division there. Of course, Great Yarmouth Town in action again. Of course, Walsh and the Willows go back to the Paisley again. Of course, they played Gorston at the weekend. Now they've got to play Great Yarmouth Town on the weekend. Holston Town play Deering Town. Evening Toasty. And then, of course, you got Haverhill Rovers versus Langford. Hitchin will get to Ely City. Lakenheath against Dustindale. That could be an upset. Sorry, Lakenheath. That could be an upset on the coast because didn't Dustindale win 7-1 the other night?
Yes, I think they did. Yes, Todd's saying it goes straight to penalties, so there we go.
Yeah, so Lakenheath and Dustindale will be a good game. That'd be a good game to go and see. And then Todd going straight to penalties. Yes, obviously we were right for a change. and then of course you got Mobile Wanderers, even chaps up there. Ben and of course Danny up there, the joint managers. Nice to see them at the weekend. Of course, they're playing FC Peterborough in the Vars. They've got Summertown Rangers against Ipswich Wanderers. Mr. Brothers will probably want to get back into winning ways in that one. Then you got Wisbech versus Woodbridge Town, and then that is it at the moment. Not bad. A few games to go and see if you haven't gone to a game at the weekend.
Yeah, there's some cracking games there, isn't there?
Definitely, because unfortunately Woodbridge Town still rooted to the bottom of the table, but we won't show the bottom of the table at the moment because it's too early days, isn't it, Tony?
It is too early days. I mean, anything can happen. But it depends. I mean, look, if they don't get out of this rut and they stay rooted to the bottom, then it could be curtains for them this season. But yes, you'd expect them to turn it around. They've got to turn it around, like any team that's struggling, they've got to turn it around and turn it in from a negative to a positive. But we shall wait and see.
Definitely. But should we go into the North Division? We've got some bits and pieces in the North Division. Of course, they've got the Challenge Cup as well. Oh, dear. Norfolk Cup are going on. The Suffolk Senior Cup is going on. Of course, now you've got the 39 Challenge Cup as well. So 19th, I believe, is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night? Yes, tomorrow night. Holland versus AFC Clacton there. Then we go to Wednesday. You've got two games there on Wednesday. Samuel Pegasus versus Weatherhoo. And then you've got Whittersea versus Hull Beach there. And then you've got the Vars Cup games there. Heavyhall Borough at home. Goulston Reserves at home to FC Parson Drove. Newmarket are at home to Leiston on 23s. Whittlesea gets Long Melford. Wroxham at home to AFC Sudbury. Baldock Town versus Kings Park Rangers. That'd be good to see. AFC Clacton away. Distown, as we were mentioning, against Kirkley and Patefield. Framingham Town against Yaxley. That could be another upset there. Got Manchester Rovers against Housewood Town. Great Wakening Rovers against Wimbledon Town. Holbeach versus Kilby there. Holland versus Hutton. Interesting. A couple of games there. And then, of course, you've got Lakenheath, Mob Barton as well. So, it's going to be a great weekend of football.
Always is, isn't it?
We got to do these things. Of course, you've got the non-league social as well. Hopefully, we got some more games coming to you very, very soon. Well, I haven't got the Super 6 League up and running, but Tony and Chad would you like to go through the Super Six for midweek and for the Saturday as well? And chat if you want to get involved as well. I will do the. Don't worry, I will get involved very soon with it. But let's do the midweek at the moment. So you got Walsham versus Galston and Felixstowe against Newmarket. Bowsing Pitcher versus Takeley there. Great Yarmouth against Thetford. I think we already know our predictions for that one. Stay with Pegasus against Birmingham and of course Grays against Hitchin Town. If you are in the chat and you want to get involved, let's get involved. You've got until tomorrow afternoon for 12 p.m. for the fixtures. Don't you think, Tony, for that? You've got Walsham playing tomorrow. Felixstowe are playing Newmarket Town. So let's go with Walsham versus Galston, Tony. How do you see this game going?
Well, it's going to be a tough game, and the fact that Walsham the Willows are at home,
yes, they are,
probably gives them home advantage. But I mean, look, the good draw away to Galston.
That's a tricky one, isn't it? Tricky one.
Do you know what? It is a really tough one. This and this could go either way, or it could even go all the way to the penalties. Who knows?
It could do, definitely.
If I have to, if I had to throw my hat on it, I'm going to say Walsham the Willows to win 2-1.
Do you know what? I've actually gone for the same, Tony. I think Walsham is actually going to go for a 2-1 win. I don't know what chat are thinking about Walsham Willows, but I feel the home advantage will be too much for Galston. But
that's what I'm thinking. And they're travelling for them on a midweek as well. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm sort of thinking.
Definitely, I think they're going to. I think they're going to win it by 2-1. Of course, Tony agrees with me, which is good. Then we've got Felixstowe versus Newmarket Town. So you never know. Mr. Dan Gilchrist might get in on the score sheet on this one.
Oh, it's not a name that many people like, is it? Especially Thetford. Look, again, this is going to be this is a difficult game. Although Newmarket are playing really well at the moment, and obviously Felixstowe, they're 11th, and I mean they were in the playoffs last season, lost in the semi-final against Brightlingsea. Oh, do you know what? It's home advantage. I think because Felixstowe are at home.
Yes.
But I just think the way Newmarket are playing, I mean, look, I saw them down at Brightlingsea and they were really tough, really physical side, put ourselves about. I actually think Newmarket Town will actually, even though it pains me to say that because of Mildenhall, it really does pain me to say this about Newmarket Town, honestly, it does. But I'm going to go 3-2 Newmarket Town.
Shock horror. I nearly just dropped my beer there. So 3-2 to Newmarket, are we saying?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Actually, I'm actually going for a Felixstowe win, actually. So I'm going to say 2-1. We've got some comments coming through. Todd is back again. Galston 2, Felixstowe 1. I think that's for the same for Felixstowe as well, for 2-0 for Felixstowe. Bowers and Pitsea are going to beat Takeley there 3-1. Thetford 3-1. Stanway 3-0 and of course Grays 1-1. Thank you very much, Todd. Appreciate that. And of course got Verity there. Got Walsham Willows 1-1. Felixstowe 2-2. Bowers and Pitsea 1-0. Yarmouth 2-2. Stanway 1-1. Grays 1-1. And of course, good evening to you, Verity. Yes, we're all doing, Val.
Good evening.
Good evening to you, and thanks for stopping by for that. Bowsing Pitsea. It's got to be a 3-1 win, I think, for Bowsing Pitsea. It's got to be.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm not sitting on the fence today. Come on, we need to do it. It's like Brentford, 3-2, 3-1, whatever it was. It doesn't matter. It's definitely going to be a Bowsing Pitsea win, 3-1.
Although I don't think they've started that well in this league, they've only got 1 point.
Correct.
From 3 games. Oh, do you know, and Takely are on 1 point as well. They're just in the relegation zone because of goal difference. Do you know what? I can see an upset here, and I'm going to go Takely to win it 2-1.
Cool. Nearly dropped my beer as well there. Never mind. If Dan was here, he dropped his fan all over the floor. If Daryl was here, he'll probably say a 1-0 something or 0-0. Probably go to penalties, but they're not here. And we'll probably get a decent response from Steve and, of course, Chris. But unfortunately, they're not here at the moment. Great Yarmouth Town versus Fairfield. Well, we all know what we're going to say for this one. I think, sorry, Yarmouth fans, I do apologise, but I think it's going to be 2-1 to Thetford Town on Wednesday night.
Yeah, same here. I think 2-1. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be massive where there's going to be a massive scoreline. I think it's going to be tight and it's going to be won by the odd goal. And I'm backing Thetford Town to win this one 2-1. And as I say, Todd, make sure them boys are fired up for Wednesday night, and I'm sure Matt will have them fired up anyway.
Most definitely.
Matt, because he wants 100%. So, yeah, he'll be fired up. Come on, Thetford, up the town.
There you go. We've got for a Thetford Town 2-1. But if Daryl was here, 1-0 to someone or 0-0. Never know with him. If I say with Daryl, with Mr. DJ over here, wherever he is tonight, with his fan, he would say probably a Yarmouth win, but he probably will be on the talent duties on that. So, got to stay with Pegasus versus Wivenhoe. Tony, how do you see this going?
Ooh, tough one again. Gosh, there are all these tough ones coming in now, aren't they?
You say thanks to Game Day for this.
yeah. Oh, he's picked he's picked the hard ones, has he?
Oh, yes. Excuse me.
Yeah. I've got to go. Oh, gosh, I've got to go for a Stanway win in this one. 3-1 Stanway.
Do you know what? I've actually gone for the same. I think Stanway Pegasus are going to win 3-1 as well, but I think they've got too much for Wivenhoe there. I think Stanway are going to win 3-1. And of course, you've got Grays Athletic against Hitchin Town. Of course, it was a 1-1 draw on Saturday. So I'm actually going to go with the Step 3 team, Hitchin Town. I think they're going to win by 2-1. In that one.
I'm going to go for Grace to win that game 3-2.
Opposite ends there. Wow. Opposite ends of that one, Tony. But there you go.
There's a reason I'm backing Grace, by the way.
Go on, you can tell us. What's the reason?
Well, one, they follow me on Twitter, and two, they subscribe to my channel, so they might not like me anymore if I go against them. So I'm going for Grace 3-2 win.
Hello, Grays, and I believe it's Darren Manning who's the manager. Voters, Leeds 1, Everton 0. Who are they? Thanks very much for that. But we're on that one. But we're not really worried about Premier League, are we, at the moment, Tony? Are we?
No, we're all about the non-league at the moment.
Exactly. But, I do have Super 6 for Saturday, but I'm going to leave that one for that one. But and if Tony, you want to do the Saturday one?
If you want to, me as well, yeah.
Yeah, well, might as well. We'll just bring it up the rest of the show. If you can find it, that's the main thing. Yeah, just drink your beer, it's fine. Right, so Saturday, we've got some decent games going on. We've got Kingston Town versus Darlington, as we were speaking. Wow, do you really want to do these ones?
Yes, we'll do them.
Are you sure? You got Bombard versus FC Peterborough. Great Yarmouth against Walsall, the Willows. Tetley versus Muldoon Tiptree. And, of course, Fakenham versus Stonemarket Town. So, thanks, Ian, for your comments. Thanks very much for the scores as well for midweek. We've got Saturday's games. And, of course, we got Saturdays, Tony. it's got to be. I think it's going to be a Kingsley win by 2-0.
Oh, do you know?
I'm just going to get it out there. You see.
Do you know what? I think that's going to be a tough game because Darlington are playing really well this season. They've started off really well, and it's going to be a very tough game. I can't see.
Good evening, everyone. If it's just joined us, sorry, Tony's just having a meltdown. The Kingsley Tower.
No, because it's such a stinker. That one, it is a stinker.
Thanks very much. You can play that game, Dave.
Do you know what? I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
Okay, you sit on the fence. That's fine, Tony. No
it's not
problem.
On the fence. I think there'll be plenty of goals in that game. I can't separate them two, so I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think Kingsley Town are going to win it, but I think it'll be a well-attended game. I think on Saturday up at the Walk Stadium, it'll be good. And then of course we've got AFC Sudbury against your mates over in Leicestershire. Are you going to go for a 5-3 to call there?
Oh, do you know what? This is going to be.
Sorry,
this
Ashley.
This is going to be a serious test for Quorn. And I mean that because, look, Sudbury have had some cracking results. I mean, look, Quorn have done really well. They've started off well. They've got 7 points. They're not a bad side from what I saw them on Saturday. Yes, okay, they possibly didn't play at their best, but still won 5-2. But I just think... Oh, do you know what? I think this could be a tough game. I hate to say it, but I think this could be a game where I think Sudbury just may have that little bit too much. I don't want to say that they will, but I've got to be realistic. I've put my realistic hat on. I'm going to say I think Sudbury will win it 3-1.
Sudbury will win it 3-1. Oh.
I think they will.
Wow.
I think they will because I don't know. I just think. I mean, look, it wouldn't surprise me if Quorn won the game, to be honest with you, because that type of team who could turn up and win it. But Sudbury are a really class side. They're a really good side there. Yeah, and I think it may just be a tough away day for them. I'm really sorry, Quorn fans, but yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Sudbury.
Hopefully they won't unfollow you on.
Hopefully it's reverse psychology and actually Quorn win the game. So there you go.
Oh, Todd, thanks very much for your thing. You got Kingsley Town there winning, Quorn winning, Mulbarton winning 4-0. Wow, Walsham 2-1. Walsham Tipchee there 3-0, Fakenham 4-0. Wow, and of course Verity again. Thanks very much. 1-1 for Kingston, AFC Sudbury 3-1, Mulbarton 2-1. Then you got Great Yarmouth 1-1. Take the 1-0, and then you got Fakenham there 2. Is that 3-2 to Fakenham? Could be. And then, of course, we got Ian. Thanks very much, Ian. I've got your messages there. And, of course, we are going to come to my favourite. I haven't done AFC Sudbury, have I? 2-1 to AFC Sudbury, I think. It's a nice little setup they've got over there, isn't it? Good old friend of the show, David Hennessy over there, which is good to see. So that's good. And, of course, Ashley Webb is one of our new recruits for the panel. Media guy at AFC, so hopefully we'll get him on the show very soon as well. And of course, our favourite friends at Mulbarton Wanderers against AFC Peterborough. Wow. That's going to be a toughie game, isn't it? It could actually go to penalties on this one. I think it might be is it going to go to penalties? I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Mulbarton Wanderers. I just feel they've got too much for AFC Peterborough. But I could be wrong. It could be 2-1 to AFC Peterborough. But I like to know. It's great with this, isn't it? So I'll go with Mulbarton Wanderers to win by 2-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
Most definitely, yeah.
You think they've got too much for FC Peterborough, to be honest with you. the way they dispatched Cambridge City as well, I'm going to go 2-0 Mull Barton.
Wow. So, yeah, I think we're going to have a Mull Barton win on that one. So, let's go over to Great Yarmouth against Walsh and the Widows. Oh, that's a real toughie, really, for both teams. Of course, Walsh and the Widows play in the FA Cup tomorrow night. Of course, Great Yarmouth playing on Wednesday night. Wow. Might have to sit on the fence on this one. I think, do I sit on the fence? You could have an upset with this one as well, with Walsh and the Widows being tired and Great Yarmouth being tired. I think it's going to be 2-2. Sit on the fence. Sorry, guys.
Not a lot between them in the table at the minute either. So,
it's tricky, isn't it?
You know, I'm going to go 2-1 Great Yarmouth.
There we go. Great Yarmouth to win that game. Takeley versus Mulberry Tipley. Oh, dear. Well, Barry.
Be careful.
I'm not going I think Mulberry Tipley are going to win, of course. But I think Takeley are going to score at least one. But Mulberry Tipley, I think they're going to be scoring about 4. I think if Freddie Sears is playing, he's going to score another hat-trick. Of course, I just think they've got too much for them. I think it's going to be Mulberry Tipsey's day. I think it's going to be a 4-1 away win.
Well, sorry, Takeley FC. I don't think you're going to score a single goal.
It's going to be nice.
I am being nice. I don't think they will score.
I
think they'll be knocking on the door, but they won't get in. I'm going to say Malden and Tiptree will win this game 5-0.
Wow, 5-0 to Malden and Tiptree. Wow, that's decent scoreline there. And of course, we've got the last game, Fakenham Town versus Stowmarket Town. Is it going to be a number 7-2 win for Fakenham Town, or is Stowmarket going to win this game, Tony?
Do you know what? Stowmarket have started off the season really well. And as I said, if there's any Stowmarket fans in the chat, I want to apologize. I just want to apologise now to say, look,
I'll put my earphone
from them. I got it totally wrong. And, I think Dan would probably say the same. We both stood there and thought, at that game, we thought, these are going to struggle. But they are not struggling because they're sitting 8th in the table at the moment. And I really think they are playing some good football at the moment, and fair play to them. Fakenham are a very good side as well, and they're scoring for fun. But I don't think it's going to be if whoever wins this game, it's not going to be a landslide victory. It's just going to be, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think there'll be plenty of goals in this game. I've got the feeling I think there could be goals in this game, and quite a few of them as well. So do you know what? Because it's home advantage, I have to go for Fakenham. And I'm going to take Fakenham to win 3-2.
Wow. 3-2 with the odd goal to win. I've gone a bit over that one. I think Fakenham are going to win by 5-2. I just think Fakenham will be too strong for them, especially if they got Watts playing. It could be another hat-trick for him. But sorry, Stowmarket fans. I do love you and all that, but I just think Fakenham will be a bit too strong for you. That completes the Super 6. I will try and get it all sorted out for next week. We are going to be coming on for next week, so don't worry. I know it's Bank Holiday Monday next week, so we'll hopefully we'll be on at 8:30, of course. And of course, I've got a free Saturday this weekend as well. So, any suggestions? Any comments? DM me at Lisa at 82 on X. That'd be great to see where we go. New cameras are already on charge, so let's see what we can go. And then, of course, Tony, where are you off to?
So Saturday, I am off to AFC Sudbury versus Corn.
Yep.
And on Bank Holiday Monday, it will be Needham Market versus Leiston.
That'll be a decent game. Pity
And
I'm
I'm
not.
looking forward to seeing the new stand there as well, because it looks
Right.
bloody lovely, that new stand,
It
doesn't
is
it?
really
in
good.
Needham Market.
Hopefully you can record behind the back of it, so that would be good, or on the top there.
Yes.
So that would be good advantage point for you there, Tony. That is it for this weekend. Thanks for Tony, thanks for Barry to coming on. Great chat with Barry, and of course with Ainsley as well from Cambridge City. Wherever you go in this week, enjoy your games. Super Six is ready and up and running. Maybe we might have a few more people back next week. Mr. Dan Jones with his band. We might have Darryl with his 1-0 victories. Brentwood Town, Chris and Steve, hopefully will be back. And of course, for all you who have joined us on the chat as well, many thanks very much. I appreciate you coming on today. But get those comments in for about where I should go on Saturday. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. I know it's for free, but yeah, you got to do this. Over 104 subscribers. Not bad for a part-timer, is it, Tony?
Exactly, not bad at all.
Not bad for someone who doesn't really do much on here. Of course, it's on social. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week. If you see us out and about, that'd be great. But for now, have a nice evening, and we'll see you next time. For now, bye.